2013, after many years practicing law, Amber established her own firm, Amber Law, a legal practice with a difference.
I started Amber Law 4 years ago now, and it's Gibraltar's first holistic law firm. What I mean by that is that we see clients and we obviously deal with their legal problems, obviously. But aside from that, there are times where I've come to sort of realize that people either have an issue which has led them to their legal problem, or as a consequence of having a legal problem, then the knock-on effect is on the person's health and well-being. So, for instance, as an easy example would be an anger management issue with a juvenile, where a juvenile smashes a shop front window because they have anger management issues. So, in that case, usually a lawyer would only restrict himself or herself to dealing with the matter in court. But in my view, having practiced for 18 years now and seen thousands, literally thousands of cases, I felt that it wasn't really enough to just deal with the legal problem. I feel that lawyers are a portal to becoming aware about other issues that are affecting the individual. So to me, it wouldn't be satisfactory to have that same client coming back in a month's time again with another criminal offence committed. For me, it was more about why has this person smashed the shop front window to begin with. And there might be a whole load of reasons why. And when you want to get to the bottom of why is it that this person is doing this, which is so detrimental to their health and well-being, what you want to do is signpost them really to somewhere they can receive the treatment, the help, and the emotional support to change that in them. So there's a big conflict here, of course, and that is that, as somebody once told me, Amber, your model is bad for business. To which I said, frankly, at the end of the day, I don't see it that way, but the point being that I don't really want repeat customers coming back and in an ever-decreasing sort of spiral downwards in their mental health and well-being.
It is clear that Amber has a passion for her work. It seems that to her, being a lawyer is more of a vocation than a profession.
I definitely think that my calling and my mission has been to defend other people or to be the voice piece for other people. I started doing this quite young, at quite a young age in school, when I was selected class representative through to university, when 3 years, consecutive years, I was voted in one of the 2 course representatives. And I think that where it came from was probably, I think, again, had a lot to do with seeing my own parents separate and then later divorce, and the way in which that came about, and how much suffering and how painful that process was, and how unjust as well, how unjust it was, especially for my mum, and in terms of how long court processes take, how expensive they are, and how detached the judges can be from the reality on the ground as to exactly what is going on. It's impossible for them to know it unless they're living it. And I apply the same philosophy to myself. I can't possibly know exactly what's going on behind closed doors. All I really know is limited to what I'm told. But certainly because I've had the personal experience of it as a child of divorced parents, that sense of injustice and wanting to right the wrongs, I think that seed was planted in me very early on.
Amber's house is perched on a ravine. The view from the terrace is a picture of tranquility. The lush green belt leads down to meet the crystal blue of the sea.
I enjoy the space, I enjoy the space. I enjoy being very connected to nature, which we're lucky to have here. As you can see in the backdrop, I live right by the green belt, and very nearby, about 50 meters down the road, There's a beautiful park where I take my dogs for their run and their exercise. And obviously the other advantage is that I'm very close to the sea. You can see in the background, it's close to the beach. So it's about a 7-minute walk down to a T, downhill. I won't tell you how long it takes me to get back home uphill. But yes, those are the advantages. And also, of course, many of my friends love coming here to visit. Just last weekend, we had a mini yoga retreat at home, which was fantastic. And so that was wonderful. And of course, in summer, everybody loves coming over for barbecues and to use a communal swimming pool. Last Sunday, as part of the retreat, we went on a beach walk with dogs as well. My friends who have dogs come over and bring them as well. And we were walking for 3 hours. So we actually walked almost down to La Linea and back, barefoot on the sand. And, even if the weather's not 100% great, it's fine because you can just wrap up and still be walking on the shore and getting that sort of clean sea breeze. And enjoy the connecting with nature. As you say, we live a very urban life in Gibraltar on a daily basis. There's a lot of traffic flow in Gibraltar, a lot of fumes, a lot of pollution. And so when you're here, you're kind of getting away from all that and disconnecting from that, recharging batteries.
Amber has always been involved in the arts locally, from her modelling work to organising events like the Gibraltar stop of the Young Americans World Tour, a performance arts workshop that took place in 2009. She also assisted in securing funding for the local area movie La Roca and enjoys collecting paintings by local artists that now hang proudly on her walls.
Well, I'm very passionate about art and theatre, dance, and so on. So one thing I try and do every so often is to buy something and that I can enjoy at home. This print is Christian Hook's. It's dedicated to me. It just reads, "To Amber, wishing you all the positivity and love on earth," and which I think was very beautiful, actually. It's based on the idea of The Kiss by Clint, and it's on this wall because this is what I call like the love area. It's sort of like the reds and where I have sort of emblems of love between couples. It can also mean really love between any two people, really, I've got other works of art as well from people from Gibraltar, like Mario Fillinson, Peter Barodi, my brother, Aaron Turner, and my sister-in-law, Crystal Turner. I also have works of art from Caroline Saccarello, Bathsheba Peralta. I'm probably leaving some out, now I can't remember. But I love it. I love especially supporting Gibraltarian artists as far as my budget allows, obviously. I've got other works from Christian Hook as well. One's in my bathroom and another downstairs in the living room. All prints, so I don't think I can afford the paintings right now.
It seems Amber is always on a voyage of personal growth, forever reading and exploring new philosophies she then applies to her life and work. It is this voracious appetite for knowledge and awareness that sits at the heart and helps us to better understand Amber Turner.
We live a very short life here on Earth. Obviously, there's so much that we'll never understand about this planet, about our lifetime here, and why we come to be here on this planet in the bodies that we come in, with the abilities or even disabilities that we come with. And so I think that we all have a mission, we all have a life mission to develop and to find and to walk that path. And I suppose that one thing that does make me tick, or that I suppose causes that kind of thirst for more awareness and more knowledge, is to make sure I get it right, to make sure I do connect with that life mission, to remember every day to be grateful for my attributes, for my abilities, physical, my sensory, the way that I've been trained to be able to speak on behalf of other people as part of my profession. But, even taking this to other platforms like schools and yoga classes or other venues. And I think that as I grow, I also feel that it's great that I can share that knowledge with other people, so that maybe in turn I can help somehow in their growth, in the same way that others have supported me and helped me. So I think that in terms of what makes me tick, it's, I suppose, that kind of acceptance that I'm never going to know exactly what it is that we're all doing here, but that in the meantime, I'm going to try and figure out as closely as I can that I'm right on the right path and I'm doing right by myself and by other people.